If you watched last time, you'll know that we've been having adventures around the wonderful village of Plockton. Now it's time to bid farewell, embrace the sunshine that's finally joined us on our trip, and head on over to the world famous Isle of Skye. Whether you like the wildlife, scenic walks, stunning vistas, or Scottish clan warfare, we think Skye has something to offer everyone, and we plan to give you a taste of this over the final 2 episodes of our Scottish Highlands tour. We're on our way to a secluded corner of Skye to use as our base, but first we'll stop en route at the scenic Fairy Pools. At the foot of the Black Cullen are wonderful waterfalls and pools that draw people far and wide to walk and, if brave, swim in the crystal clear waters. So we're just starting the walk at the Fairy Pools at Glen Brittle. Apparently it's about a 20-minute walk down to the first pool. Lots of people here. They've got a pretty good car park here actually, and it's a £5 charge, and they've got toilet facilities and everything here, so it's quite well organised, better than probably some of the other places on Skye. A bit overcast. We'll walk down and make our way to the Fairy Pools. There are a number of places like this to cross on the walk. It's certainly a balancing act to get over, but great fun. So they recommend that you wear proper walking boots to the Fairy Pools because of the little pools, streams that you have to cross. Sometimes if it's been raining heavily, then those pools really rise and the rocks that we were walking over get submerged, so you can get wet feet. So it's good to have a spare pair of shoes with you. Probably walking boots are the best thing here really. After about 20 minutes, you will arrive at the first of the pools, slicing through the rocks, channeling the water down from the mountain. It's really quite stunning. Nearing the top, some 40 minutes into the walk, brave wild swimmers take a dip in what must be ice cold water. In all, you will spend a minimum of an hour and a half walking this trail, hopefully without any mishaps as you cross the streams. This little Jack Russell wasn't quite sure how to get across and needed some encouragement. Go on, sunshine. There you go. Whee! Whee! We're now en route to Stein in the far northwest corner of Skye, our base for the next few days, and also a place you'll want to visit for its sheer peace and quiet and beauty. Our Airbnb just blew us away. Stein is a sweet crofting township on Loch Bay and consists of probably under 100 residents. Our accommodation was on this amazing stretch of land that had views to the Outer Hebrides on a clear day. The view from our little studio was what made us pick this location.
and our host provided us with all sorts of comforts and a well-stocked fridge with everything we needed for a hearty Scottish breakfast each day. A 15-minute stroll downhill from the accommodation are a couple of restaurants, one of which has a Michelin star. The views here are stunning and it's worth the drive to Stein just to have a pint. We ate at the Stein Inn, the oldest pub on Skye. Booking in advance is advised as it's pretty popular. We had a lovely window seat with a bucket of langoustine followed by a very generous seafood pasta and a warming bangers and mash. We left the pub at 10:30 and can you believe that in mid-June it's still so light at this time? Still, we were off to bed for an early start in the morning.
So it's about 7:15 in the morning and we're at the Kerrang. We thought we'd come up really early because it's looking like it's going to be a pretty good day and these places get packed really quickly. Not really sure what to expect. It looks like a lot of hiking for the next couple of hours, but we'll give it a go and see how we get on. Should be good. Do we need to follow the map? You sure? Just follow the walk.
This beautiful area of the northeast side of Skye looks the way it does today due to a number of landslips that happened millions of years ago. In fact, it's Britain's biggest landslip and there is still movement in parts today. The 6.8 kilometre circular loop hike has some stunning views as you navigate the challenging terrain. We planned to walk just some of it as we had other hikes to do that day, but you could spend a number of hours here walking the trails and stopping at the named landmarks like the prison, the needle and the table.
So we seem to be the only people walking up at the moment and it's absolutely breathtaking. Can't believe it. So beautiful and the sun's catching you. All of the sides of the mountains, you can get the different shades. Just incredible. And it's not too cold. Not that you need gloves on, but it's absolutely stunning. And I would say to you, if you can get up here really early in the morning on a sunny day, that is your best bet before everybody arrives. But just looking around, it is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Can't believe it. You can see right around me there. You can see for absolutely miles.
After an exhilarating walk that we highly recommend, we were back in the car before our 3-hour £3 parking ran out, driving the winding road to the bottom of the Kerrang and heading for our next stop, Kilt Rock and Mealt Falls.
this is Kilt Rock Viewpoint, and the rock behind us has sort of like a kilt-like skirt to it. That's how it gets its name. Now there should be a really raging waterfall going over the edge here right now, but either we're too early and they've turned the tap off, or more likely it only really rages at certain times, probably after heavy rain. And so you can't really see anything at the moment, but normally it would be absolutely roaring over the top of the mountains, crashing down onto the bottom there.
The basalt columns are 90 metres high and look just like the rocks at the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland. The sea was really flat and calm, and you can sometimes catch whales and dolphins from this viewpoint. We just love smoked salmon and stumbled upon a tour of the only non-commercial salmon smokehouse on the Isle of Skye. John Caulfield is an award-winning chef, having worked at the Ritz Hotel in London and for Gordon Ramsay. He started his business here in 2017 and uses a traditional-looking cleat to smoke his fish. His passion for the process and product shone through as he talked about each stage. He explained about the salmon types he uses and the differences between wild and farmed salmon. We saw the knives and utensils that can fillet a salmon in 10 minutes. Due to kitchen safety and hygiene, we couldn't actually see the filleting process. He explained the dry and wet cures and the blend of spices he uses. We found out how important the type of wood and its size is to the flavour and smoking process, resulting in that distinctive smoky taste. John walked us through the firing of the cleat. He hand-built this unique smokehouse to look like a traditional cleat, with its dry walls and peat roof, right in his back garden. It was a fascinating and very personal tour we won't forget. At the end of it all, it was time to do some tasting, and John put his culinary skills on show with a fantastic selection of canapés to try. We'll let him walk us through those delights.
That's yours. I'll talk you through the elements again. So you got the twist on the Cullen skink. So I call it the Skye chowder. So it's milk based with diced potatoes that are cooked in the milk with bay leaves. You've got spring onion and onion sweated off in there. Then you've got the hot smoked salmon next to it. That's the product I've done over 100 batches. It's won a couple of awards. You'll taste the old, it's not too strong. You'll taste the salmon and then you'll get the back flavour of the brine, which you were smelling earlier. So that's kind of the sweetness, and those kind of spices are very subtle. That's the organic cold smoke. That's the new product that's not released yet. So you're kind of trying it even for a lot of restaurants actually. So very buttery texture. The salmon's actually from Skye. The meat quality is amazing. It's really, really soft. Then you've got a bonbon with more Asian spices, so chili, ginger, coriander inside that one with sesame seed coating. Then you've got a Bellini with beetroot, chili beetroot with a mousse, with a hot smoked salmon, lemon zest and a bit of dill on top as well. So great, enjoy it.
All right,
okay guys.
We'll give it a go. Thank you.
I'll check you shortly.
Thank you.
Cheers, pleasure.
It's nice with the shaved almonds on top, really creamy, and got the butter in there as well. Haven't found, oh there's a bit of salmon.
So we'd had it with haddock before the other night. So is it better with, I think it's better with the smoked salmon?
I mean, it's very different. It tastes really, really good. And yeah, it's not, you don't get that kind of hit of fishy taste. Very subtle. It's good. It's good. It's quite a light smoke flavour. And like he explained earlier, you can really taste the kind of aromatic bits that he's put in. And now it's the cold smoked to try. This is John's new product. It's very, very soft. There's no kind of stringiness to it. Just, yeah, really soft and that nice subtle flavour. Very, very good. And this is like a smoked salmon bonbon with kind of Asian-y flavours. There's coriander and spring onion with sesame seed coating outside, and it is really, really nice. What's the last one? It's the little Bellini with the beetroot and the kind of mousse on top. A bit awkward to get hold of. It's also nice with the lemon zest on top and dill, one of my faves. Yeah, good.
If you'd like to book a tour or buy some of John's incredible smoked salmon, visit his website here. Note, we're not affiliated, we just had a great tour and wanted to share it with our viewers. The Old Man of Storr is probably the most famous walk you can do on Skye. It is a pinnacle of rocks that stands tall over the surrounding area and can be seen for miles around. It was formed by the same landslips that occurred at the Kerrang. There is plenty of parking and toilets at the bottom, and they'll charge you £3 for 3 hours. You can expect it to take around an hour and a half to reach the top. We knew it was going to be hard, but it would be worth it, and it didn't disappoint.
Stopped off halfway up. There's a little rock that I can sit on. There's quite a few midges up here as well. Midges haven't been too bad so far. And we've got some spray, but I don't know if the midgie season's late or whatever, but we don't seem to have been hit too bad with them, which is good. So it is quite hard going, especially if you're not very fit like I'm not. But we have reached the base of the Old Man of Storr, and our next task is to try and climb up these steps, which look pretty mad, but we're going to give it a go because we're only here once and the weather is fantastic.
Finally, after a tough but rewarding walk, we make it to the top of the Old Man of Storr. It was a truly wonderful experience to walk between the rock formations, with a stunning backdrop to enjoy.
Well, that was an incredible hike. I have to say, I found it very difficult, but we've made it back down. It's taken about 2.5 hours, but it really was worth it. Really enjoyed it, and definitely something you should do when you come to Skye.
After that fun-packed day, it was time for a wee dram with some cheese and Scottish oat biscuits, and enjoy the view from our studio window. We wanted to introduce you to two little friends that live next door to our Airbnb. This is Lucy.
Hello.
And this is Linus. They love to take scraps from visitors, and we wanted to say hello.
Ooh. You've got to take it nicely. Good boy.
It's on the floor there.
We'll be back with them again in the next episode. Next time we explore more of the jaw-dropping beauty here on Skye, we'll take in the stunning Neast Point Lighthouse, visit Dunvegan Castle with 800 years MacLeod clan history, try fresh scallops, walk the Fairy Glen and much more. So subscribe and join us again next week. Thanks for watching, see you soon.